Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Thanks for pressing play again. For those of you who are new, I'm Pixel Paul, and for those of you who are returning, thanks for joining me once again for some more gaming goodness. So yeah, it's been a interesting week for sort of the gaming world, I guess. We've had sort of the announcement of the GTA 6 announcement trailer due to drop soon, and the game next year, and the news of the live action Legend of Zelda movie as well, which I can't wait for. I think that was not unsurprising, but a little bit out of the blue, I guess. But yeah, really looking forward to that. We've had Modern Warfare drop this week. Modern Warfare 3, the remake, dropped this week as well. It's had very sort of mixed reviews, but yeah, interesting. If you've played it, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. So yeah, quite a few big things happening in the gaming world this year, and there's still some more sort of big releases on the horizon as well, with Christmas just around the corner. So yeah, interesting times. Yeah, let's get back on subject, shall we? It's a bit of another gaming grabs video, a bit of a weird one. This one, in that I've not particularly been out hunting or anything. A lot of these gaming grabs are sort of impulse buys, perhaps, or things I've spotted and sort of finally gone for, and but yeah, one or two sort of like impulse buys and last minute decisions. You know how it is. But yeah, a bit of an interesting bunch. Not spent too much there either. So these are all from like I say, sort of the last 2 or 3 weeks, and they've not made it into some of my other gaming grab videos. So I've gathered them together for this week's video. So if you want to grab a brew, and we'll have a look through the gaming grabs for this week. So first up, actually the first two, these are both from, I've never really mentioned this before. These are from the online store called Music Magpie, UK based sort of entertainment online shop. I sell music, DVDs, games, and tech as well. But I've done pretty well with Music Magpie over the last sort of year or so, a year or two maybe. When I started to build this collection, I was using it quite a lot because they do some really decent offers. They put games, some of the sort of cheaper games they put into offers, like two for £3, or I think there's some of the better games are in like three for a fiver, or four for £10. So they can be quite cheap, and you get free postage and packaging with them as well. And the postage is pretty quick, and they always come in really decent condition as well. I don't think I've ever had any game that's not come without a manual, or that's come in a tatty box or anything like that. So I've always done pretty well with Music Magpie, but I haven't really used them recently. But I was just sort of browsing on my phone, looking on their app, and spotted one or two, like I say, impulse buys maybe. So just thought let's grab them while we're here. So the first up, and this is a bit of a weird one, it's Nintendo DS game, and it was Project Rub, which is a Sega game. It's a bit of a WarioWare style kind of mini game, wacky mini game. Where you're sort of rubbing the stylus on the DS pad and dragging it all over the place to do, make characters do stuff. It's hard to explain, but if you know WarioWare, it's a bit like that, just without Wario. It's made by Sega, but yeah, I always fancy picking that one up. That was in, I think it was £2 for £3. It was in the £2 for £3 deal, so it's like £1.50. The other game that I got in that deal, I've actually not put in this, or won't be putting in this video, because it's a bit of a sort of novelty Christmas game, which I'm putting to one side for Pixel Junior, so I don't want him to see that, so I've kind of hidden it away. So we'll save that one maybe for another day. It doesn't look particularly great, but it's sort of like a Christmassy game, so I thought pick that up as well. So £1.50 each. But yeah, Project Rub. So next up, and this is a series of games that I was kind of late to. The first version I played was the PlayStation 4 version, so I've been trying to catch up on some of these games because I really liked that game, and I really liked the PlayStation 5 game, and it's the Ratchet and Clank series. So the one I picked up is PlayStation 2 Ratchet Gladiator. I think in other regions this might have been called Ratchet Deadlocked or something like that. And it's mainly just Ratchet in this one. I'm not sure Clank's in this, or if he is, he's not sort of playable, or he's not involved a lot. But yeah, it looks all right. And I've really enjoyed the other Ratchet and Clank games. I'm trying to work my way through them. I've certainly picked up the lower end price ones, but some of the PlayStation 3 versions are quite pricey at the moment, so I might have to gradually get those ones. But this one was, again, Music Magpie, and it was £3.89. CEX is selling this at the moment for about I think £6. So yeah, that's quite saving on that. Not too bad at all. And like I say, sort of all very nicely complete and good condition. So very happy with that. Music Magpie haven't let me down again. The next one, this was just a chance buy at the local car boot sale. I think I had like an appointment or something up there. You'll have seen me at the car boot sale in one of my previous videos. I was back there, and I think I had an appointment up there, and I had to spare 15 minutes before it, and I thought the car boot's still on, see if there's anything left. I wasn't expecting to find much, and there wasn't much left. But I did find the guy who was selling a few sort of Nintendo DS games, and this was only £1. And it's G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra. I'm a bit of a sucker for any of the 80s cartoons and toy lines. I wasn't a big fan of the G.I. Joe live action film. It was a bit of a disappointment, really. But the animated G.I. Joe film, if you've never seen that, that's worth a look, because that's really good. But actually, this game is all right. I was a bit surprised, actually. It's like a top-down shooter, and I was a bit surprised at how decent it is, actually. So yeah, it's a decent pickup, that one, for £1. Next up was, now I got this one, I think this was about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and this was from a new shop in Bolton Town Centre, and they've only been open a few months. 151 Games, or 151 Games they're called. They sell a lot of sort of Pokemon trading cards. It's not something I know that much about, but they sell a lot of Pokemon trading cards. But they have got a few sort of retro games in there as well, and they've got all these retro consoles in this lovely glass cabinet as well. So yeah, it was nice to go in there and find another new sort of retro game shop. So I wanted to throw my support in there, and I had to pick up a game, of course. So I got a cartridge only version of 1080 Snowboarding on the N64, and really good condition. So it was £3.50 for that, and I think at the moment CEX sell that for £4 unboxed. So you know, a bit of a saving on that. It was a decent buy. He had quite a few sort of unboxed cartridges for the N64, so I might find myself back in there in the not too distant future. But yeah, 1080 Snowboarding. Then the next few are from the place, I think I've mentioned these before, actually. They're in Lee Marketplace, and they're called Gremlins Games. So it's like a bit of a marketplace stall. It's not huge, but they cram the stock in. They've got loads of stock, loads of games in there. And I find if you dig deep in there, you find some really good games at really good prices as well. And I quite often go back to those guys. So yeah, Gremlins Games, Lee Marketplace, if you're ever up here. So the first game I got that day when I went there was Scalar on the PlayStation 2. And that's a bit of a 3D platformer. And the PlayStation 2 at this time had loads of 3D platformers. You know, you like off the top of my head, sort of like Tyler, Tasmanian Tiger, and you know, different characters trying to do the same sort of thing. But you know, but yeah, Scalar actually got really good reviews when it came out, but it's not particularly well known. It's not the most sort of hyped up game or anything like that. So yeah, I'd sort of maybe class it as a bit of a hidden gem. There is an Xbox version, I think, as well. And that was £2. I think CEX do sell this at the moment for £1.50. But I've been looking, and there's no copies of it sort of local to me anywhere. So when I saw it for £2 in good condition, I thought, let's just grab it finally. So yeah, Scalar. Next was, and this is a series that I've not played before, but I do like a 2D beat 'em up. So yeah, it's Guilty Gear Core. Lovely box art on that. That's for the Nintendo Wii, and it was £2. CEX at the moment are selling that for £4. So yeah, not a bad pickup at that price, I don't think. But yeah, Guilty Gear Core. Then next, so this is a game that I've seen around a few times, and it's one of those where you sort of look at it and you think, oh, I might get that one day, but you never actually do. But I saw it in Gremlins games, sorry, and it is Eternal Quest. I've seen it a few times actually, but the box has always been a little bit tatty or something, so I've never picked it up. But at £2, I thought, let's give it a go. Box is in decent condition, and it's not necessarily my type of game either, really. I think it's a bit of a turn-based RPG, but I just thought let's pick it up, give it a go. £2. I think it sells for £2 in CEX at the moment as well. So yeah, Eternal Quest. This is one that I've been after for a while, and I think the guys there did have it, or have had it for a while in Gremlins games, but I'm sure they've marked the price down a little bit. So when I spotted it this time and at this price, I thought, this is the time I'm going to get it. I've got to pick this up because it's essentially a remake of one of my favourite games from the Mega Drive, and that was Speedball 2. I love that game, absolutely brilliant game. Still got it. I was actually playing it the other night. So I saw this, and originally when the reviews came out for this, they were quite harsh. But when you sort of play it after so many years, you sort of maybe appreciate it a little bit more. And having played the original version not long ago, and then having a go at this, there's not a huge amount of difference. It just looks a bit flashier, and the menus look a bit different. I better tell you what it is though, Hunter. So it's Speedball 2100 or 2100, or yeah, it's essentially a bit of a updated version of Speedball 2, and it's not quite as slick or fast as, I can't really show you that, but it's not quite as slick or fast as maybe the original was. It just felt a little bit clunkier, and I don't know whether that's maybe the PlayStation pad or what, but I still quite enjoyed it. I still liked it. It's not massively different, like I say. It's more a presentation thing's just been updated on it. It's essentially still Speedball. So yeah, at £2, really happy with that. So next up, these are mainly from CEX, and this first one, I can't actually remember where or when I got it, but I know bought it in the last 3 weeks, but I know I think I paid about £1.50 for it. It's Eternal Ring on the PlayStation 2, and this was a launch title for the PlayStation 2 back in the day. Yeah, I think I paid £1.50 for that. And again, a bit like Eternal Quest, which they're not related. It's not the same series or anything. This is from Software, who many of you may know. Yeah, it's a bit of a action RPG, I think. But yeah, £1.50, decent box as well. I thought I'd give that a go. And I like picking up all the sort of original or launch games for the PlayStation 2. So yeah, that's another one added, Eternal Ring. Next up, so I've never actually played this one. I like the other two that are in the series. The first one was really good. The second one I wasn't as keen on. But I've not played this one, so I'm keen to give it a go. Lost Planet 3 on the PlayStation 3. Great front cover on that one. I love the cover art for that. That one was, because I took the sticker off, how much was Lost Planet? That was £4, which I thought was quite cheap, actually. I think that's come down in price. I know the Xbox 360 version has been, or is still at the moment, going for about £8, I think. So that seemed a lot cheaper. I think it might have been £6, not that long ago. So £4, I thought, let's grab that finally and give that a go. Which I think I will be doing. I do like Capcom games, and the first Lost Planet, really liked it, so let's give it a go. Next up was Epic Mickey 2, The Power of Two, and that was £4. So I've actually played this one before. I played the Xbox 360 version. Beautiful graphics in that, as you'd expect from sort of like an animated Disney game. But yeah, just a solid 3D platformer, that one. I've actually got this on the Nintendo Wii. I've got both of the Epic Mickey games on the Nintendo Wii. But they're never quite the same, are they, with the motion controls? So I just wanted to pick up the second one and give that a bash on the PlayStation 3. And that was £4. Next up is Dynasty Warriors Strike Force. So yet another new sort of tagline for the Dynasty Warriors series. They seem to sort of bring out the same game, same sort of button bash games every few years with a different sort of tagline underneath it. But they still sell, they still do all right. This was £2. Great cover art on that one, like that, really eye-catching. But yeah, I'm sure it'll be all right. It's one of those you can pick up and play, I guess. Reviewed really well, actually. It's got some really decent reviews. I think they said it sort of was a decent sort of refresh for the series. So yeah, I'll be giving that one a go. £2. Next up, and I've just realised this is another snowboarding game as well. I seem to do snowboarding games in every Gaming Grabs video I do, and I've already had one snowboarding game with 1080, but here's another one. And it is SSX Blur on the Nintendo Wii. I wasn't 100% sure if I'd already got this one, but I haven't, thankfully. It was only £1. But yeah, another snowboarding game. I'm not even a big snowboarding person. I'd love to give it a go, but I do quite like snowboarding games. So yeah, nice to pick that one up. Only £1. Next up is Marvel Ultimate Alliance on the Nintendo Wii again. That was £3, CEX. This is sort of like nicely pre-Disney. So they had the rights to all the characters. So you got the X-Men and Blade with the Avengers. And yeah, I think I've played this before. I think I may have played I think there was a GameCube version of it. So I think I've played it possibly. I may even have played this version before, I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, interesting to give that a go. £3. And then finally, if you watched my video from Lee's Games in Morecambe, I picked up a copy of the PlayStation 1 Tomorrow Never Dies. And I think I mentioned in that video that I'm a big Bond fan. I do love the Bond films. And I've got most of the Bond video games now. There's only a few sort of niche retro titles that I've not got. But there was one that I was missing. And sort of not long after that video, I actually saw it in the CEX. The PlayStation 3 version is a bit more pricey than the Xbox 360 version, which I got. I think PS3 is £5 and this was only £3. So I thought, and I know it's not a great game. It didn't get great reviews, and people who I've spoken to have said it's not particularly great. But I just wanted to finish the Bond collection and get them all in. So it's 007 Legends. The idea of it sounds really good. You know, sort of like replaying, having each mission sort of based on sort of iconic moments from some of the films. So you've got like the Fort Knox heist from Goldfinger, and the lorry tanker chase from License to Kill. I'm not sure Die Another Day really has any classic moments in it, but they seem to have found one. But yeah, the idea of it sounds really good, but apparently it's not great. But I will give it a quick go, I think. And happy to add that to the Bond game collection as well. So those are the gaming grabs from the last sort of 2 or 3 weeks. Bit of a mixed bunch that lot really, aren't they? But not spent too much really on them. And it's a good job really, because I know certainly through November, part of December, I'll probably be reducing my budget a little bit for games and game hunting what with Christmas on the way. So, you know, the money has to go towards sort of Christmas presents and that sort of thing. So I'll probably be spending a little bit less on games in the next few weeks. What I have been doing is going through some of my collection. I have got a few sort of like doubles and you know, where I bought like a special edition version of a game, and I've had the original version, so I've taken that out and put it upstairs in storage. So I've been sort of sifting through one or two. So I might take a few things to CEX and maybe voucher them up and give me a little bit of game hunt pot for November, but we'll see how it goes. I'll see what I can cobble together and maybe voucher up. So yeah, those are the gaming grabs for this week. Hope you enjoyed that video. I've got a couple of videos lined up for next week. One in particular I'm really looking forward to doing, so it's episode 2 of my retro journey. You'll know in the last video I did the Game Boy, so I'm going through the consoles as I bought them. And the next one, I'm not going to say what it is, you'll have to check out the video. So if you're not already subscribing, hit the subscribe button and you'll be able to see easily when that video becomes available. But the console that I'm going to do for episode 2 is it actually gave me the idea for that series, so I'm really looking forward to doing it. It's probably my favourite console ever as well, so it should be a good one, so keep your eye out for that one. Like I say, hit the subscribe button and you'll know when that video drops. So yeah, so thanks for joining me as always. If you like the video, if you can hit that thumbs up, and if you've got any comments, let me know down below. And thanks for joining, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks everyone, bye.